All right, Kenman here, and today we have another fun unboxing. If you notice, there's a little bit of blue that might be a recognizable trait. Let's just get right into it. What did I find? I actually ordered a couple of things, but one of them was a pre-order, which means I have to wait for it to actually go on sale, and then they'll charge me and then send it. But I pre-ordered that, went around, looked and kind of see what else they might have for sale. Found this. I've been wanting this for quite a while. It's from BladeHQ. We have that special BladeHQ blue unboxing box inside parts that we love. What are we saying? Shut up. Let's look at the knife. Performance First Nano Shark. These are cool. Demco Razor Shark. We have the Boker Magnum Micro Counter Strike. That looks pretty sweet with the Cocobolo. Hogue Misto. Couple nice little ads in there for us. Some internal packaging. There is the knife. Box on the floor. Full disclosure, I unboxed this already on a live. Check out my lives Thursday night, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Do some other vertical lives here and there. We have a great time. Good family. We talk about knives and other things. Let's get into it. Today we have the Boker Magnum box. What's in here? There it is. Bam. Box on the floor. The slow unwrap reveal, as we did on the live stream. There it is. There it is. It's been around for a while. Wrapper on the floor. You know it. You love it. If you haven't, you're about to. Today we're looking at the Boker Magnum Rainbow Mermaids. Kadoosh. Look at this in all her siren glory. Wow. I am a gas station loving knife freak, and this is kind of a upper echelon, upper class of the gas station beauties. Check it out. From Boker, the Magnum Rainbow Mermaid. I knew I was going to get one eventually. Soak it in. Check her out. What are we looking at here today? Well, the Boker Rainbow Mermaid. We have a 440 steel blade right there. Handle material is this excellent stainless steel. Oof. We got a liner lock. It's a little stiff. Seems to be okay right there, but I've noticed it's a little sharp. It'll break in. Flipper tab on that deployment. See, there it is, a little tight. I don't know. It's a little tighter than I want it to be. Look at the dents it's putting on my thumb. Hopefully it breaks in. Otherwise, I might have to get a hold of them and see if they'll swap it for one that doesn't do that. I dig it, though. This is a cool looking knife. All right, so liner lock. 440 on the steel, hollow grind. Blade is solid, no play, no movement. It's a wild one. We have this crazy rainbow bubbly texture or pattern on the surface, very heavily textured holes, speed holes everywhere, bubble speed holes on the blade. Bloop, 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 right? Excellent stuff. She's sitting there singing her siren song. Notice the flipper tab is the tail. So her tail comes up around through the body. Flip open. Check it out. Very specific kind of placement on your hand. I have a larger hand, but notice mine sits right in there. This big hooked section, if you had a really large hand, might be uncomfortable, might not be able to fit in there. It might only be a three finger fit, but I do have a larger hand and mine fits in there. It's locked in. It's like it's home. She says, "Sing to me, Kenman." That is something. The little bubbles on the blade are some crazy stuff. Flipper tab, boom. Wow, is that a flaw? How about that? So I didn't notice that before, but see, there's all these bubble holes cut in it. If you look at the picture on the website, those are all bubble holes. Notice that one right there. That did not go through. There is a chunk. I don't know if that would pop out or not. Probably not. I don't know if I have anything skinny enough to kind of get in there. That's not coming out. So that didn't pop out. So that is definitely not a standard. If you see all those bubbles behind there. Is that worthy of having them send me another one? Or do I leave it because that's a unique... The lock is kind of tight. So I'm not sure if that's something that when you really flip it out like that. See, there, that time it did it fine. So it doesn't always get stuck. Now we're doing it. Maybe I'm breaking it in. There, it's stuck. Ugh. Ugh, there it went. So I had to dent my thumb up to get that to happen, but it doesn't happen every time. Oh, see, there it happened again. Ugh. And now I can't even get it over. So that's kind of a disappointment. I don't like to say bad, negative things, but if it's got a flaw, this right here, this is a gas station. This is the queen of my new gas station knives. I have a lot of very inexpensive gas station knives that don't do that. That open up and that lock is not a problem. This knife was like $3. So when you're spending a little bit more on a Boker, that should not get stuck in there like that. That's a flaw that I don't know if I think is acceptable or not. Look at that dent on my thumb. We're going to keep going though. Okay, so the mermaid is gorgeous. I love this silly design, the silly look. No jimps up here where I'd like them to be. There's some bumps. You get to kind of ride across her leg right there. That's bumpy in the back. Those feel nice, but they get up to where your thumb is. It's a little more smooth. It does feel all right in the hand. That's not really a choke up spot. You're kind of locked into this position right here. You know, everything is pretty solid and good on here. Just that lock, that's way too stiff to be an acceptable thing. I can't do this at all right now. I've done it a bunch of times, but now the last 4 in a row, it's totally stuck. What do we think about that? Comment below. I'm not trying to bash, talk negative, but we're also full disclosure. We don't hide anything. We don't sugarcoat it. I paid full price. Well, it was on sale, like $6 off or whatever, but I paid full price for this through BladeHQ, and I can't. That lock sucks. And, you know, one would say that is a flaw, that little bubble that didn't pop through. They are holding up to their gas station quality, except for gas station knives are cheaper than this, and in most cases have been better. I mean, I gotta be honest. Here's another one right here, all day long. We're looking at $10 or less gas station knives that I can one-handed do it all day long. Now, I've never had that problem. This one here is significant. That is really tight and disappointing because I really want to like this knife. So it says Boker Magnum right there, very subtle. The little M right there, no other branding. Keeps the aesthetic of this beautiful Rainbow Mermaid. Look at that tail, just ridiculous. I love it. I think it's great. I'm a little upset with the lock. I want to see if I can either fix that or swap it. I'm not sure. I would be interested to see what everyone thinks about it, though. My thumb is not happy. Let's continue. We can finish through this, though. Kind of a weird delayed zoom there. She's big. 8 5/8 end to end. We're looking at 3 3/4 on the blade. It's pretty much 3 3/4. And then we have just over 3 1/2 with a curve to the recurve, slight on the belly. And 5 1/8 on the handle. 0.14. That 1/4 carries out to her head and then tapers off. We got a nice hollow grind. I like where the point is on there. This isn't really a user. This is a collector. So not as important on all that stuff. It's just going to look good on the shelf. That's why it won't matter as much with that lock if I end up keeping this one. Ooh, I really like that. The design right there. It's just flashy. Okay, clip. 0.51, avoid the clip. 0.5, so it's about 5.1. Tucked up in here, 7.5, just past that, 1.03. Does get narrow at the end here back to 6.5, but then it tucks back out again to 1.1. Thickest on the blade, right at her stomach, 1.22. And the battery still flashing. It is gonna continue to survive. Damn it. Ugh. Apologize for the frustration, but you can see it's just not cooperating. 6.42. This is a beastie hog. Wow, she has some mass behind her. That is wild. The Drop Bear Compare brought to you by Kaiser. 3.29. Fook Dragon 7.83, so it's a beast. 5.6 on my former Queen Mermaid, and then the Lab Hunter 6.92. So this is comparable to them gas station dreams. 6.42 is a heavy hog, but again, this is a crazy collector piece. Is what this is more about than a functional user. Drop Bear Compare brought to you by Kaiser. Drop Bear is the same size as your Bug Out, your Pyrite. It's an awesome knife. Ooh, catching the table. Lots of jumps on there. Fantastic. Not quite full size user. So this is definitely full size. A good 1/2 inch to 3/4 on the front and the back. Got it beat. Let's get out the Fook Dragon. Boom. This is a match made in heaven. The new king and queen of the gas station knives here at KDK Central. What kind of babies would they make? What would they look like? They'd have scales on them for sure. No doubt. But look at that. Easy over. Fook Dragon. Fook Dussel sent this to me. I think he bought like 30 of these for like $2 a piece. If these can be on sale and have this quality to it for that price, Boker Magnum should be able to do it as well. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Look at her. I mean, that's a finish right there. She's gorgeous. About the same size. Obviously, the Fook Dragon was bigger. This one, the tip might be a little bit blade might be a little bit longer. Handle is about the same. And then we have the beautiful Lab Hunter. Just a slightly stubbier, just a little bit shorter on the blade, and maybe a 1/4 inch on that handle there. I love the gas station knives. I think they're fun. They're exciting. Let's do a paper cut test on this new knife. 440. Not bad. Whoops. Got a little wild with it. Yeah, for a 440 steel, that cuts just fine. Feels pretty smooth. I'm going to give it a little couple tears there, but that's kind of more my fault. I give that like an 8 out of 10. Ultimately, that hollow grind, that sliciness, that recurve on there is working for cutting right out of the box. All in all, this is a win minus that lock. That lock is an issue that I am not a fan of at all. That is about as tight as it should not be that tight. Also, we've got that bubble flaw. I'm wondering if that's kind of a cool feature because it didn't get stamped out, but it could eventually maybe fall out, pop out. What do we think? Boker Magnum Rainbow Mermaid. It's a gas station dream. It's going to go on the shelf with all the other ones for my collection. But do I need to swap this in or consider trying to do something about that? Comment below. Let's have a fun, positive discussion on it. I have several knives from Boker. They've been fun. No issues with the company. Sometimes they just get a little flaw here and there. These are not expensive, so it's going to happen more often than your premium type of knives. But is that an acceptable amount, or is that something where we need to swap it out? Comment below. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you're interested. Check you out in some of the lives sometime soon. Stay sharp. We'll see you later.